Buzz Williams now with us following an 87-70 victory over UMBC. And Buzz, before we get back to the game, pretty special moments just transpiring here on the floor right in front of us.
Pretty cool, right?
Buzz's Bunch here, along with the birthday of Jamie McNeely as well. And we've got a member of Buzz's Bunch joining us for the year.
That's my boy Ty right here, guys.
We've got to have Ty introduce himself quickly. Ty, say hello real quick.
Say hello right there, sweetie.
Hello.
How about that?
Hello.
Zach Lede out there with the shovel holding there. Keep digging.
We got to keep digging, baby. Got to keep digging. Quote shirt.
You keep digging tonight in a 17-point victory over UMBC, and we wanted to get your thoughts, obviously, on a number of things. Really seemed like you placed the focal point on the boards in the second half, and I have to think you were pleased with the ability to overtake the Retrievers in the final 20 minutes of the game.
I thought we played better. You know, after a break, you anticipate a little bit of that. Similar to what we talked about in pregame, I thought how they guarded us defensively was what we anticipated. I didn't think that we attacked that great. I thought we were much better in the second half on both ends of the floor. I thought in the first half they were jamming it down our throat, and I thought in the first half too often times, and it's such a delicate line between good and great relative to the types of shots that we want to take, but because of how they were playing us defensively, we settled too often for good. And I thought in the second half, much better on great shots. And I'm looking at the numbers now, and that's what transpired.
Yeah, kind of go over the numbers. Were you happy with the ball movement, the paint touches, and whatnot?
Yeah, in the second half, 1.27 OER, really good. That's a high number. You want to be above a 1. And defensively, we were good in the first half. It just didn't appear that because we turned the ball over at a high rate. In the second half, we were much better offensively and not very good defensively. And so we got to figure out how to have more consistency. Don't want to complain. I think they're really good. I think they're incredibly well coached. I think they always have 4, most of the time 5 guys on the floor that can score, that are skilled. They spread you out. And, you know, you look at their team and how they've progressed. This was their 13th game coming into today. And they've caused problems in every single game that they have lost and have played really well in every single game that they've won.
You mentioned the defense matched up, and we talked about Jarris Lyles before the game, and we got a good look at some other impressive players tonight as well. But you had Justin Bibbs matched up on Jarris Lyles until he picked up his second. Ahmed Hill mixed in on that as well, it seemed. Is the stress Justin Bibbs routinely guards the best offensive player from the opposite team?
Yes.
He's doing a heck of a job, I thought, as well. But is he carrying that to the other end of the floor a little bit?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And, you know, I was talking to Jimmy Butler the other day over Christmas, and I was telling him, I think the hardest thing when you're a really good player, particularly if you're a really good defender, is you unspokenly take that burden. Jimmy was that guy. Hey, Jimmy, whoever the best player is, that's who you're guarding. If he's not a 5, that's who you're guarding. And that's what's turned into Bibbs. But yet offensively, he's very gifted as well. And we've got to get to the point where Bibbs, that's just the burden you have to carry. I do think that Med over the last 3 games has been much better defensively. Excuse me, but man, we're about to play real dudes at every position. And so, like, hey, Bibbs, it's really not it's about you. No, you're going to have to guard a real dude down there, and the real dude's going to guard you on the other end, and you're going to have to be effective. And so it's not specific to Bibbs, but, yes, I do agree with what you're saying. But from this point forward, it's going to be our collective team, whoever it is that's on the floor.
Talk a little bit about Chris Clark, what he did, 22 points, 12 rebounds, and made 9 out of 12 shots. I mean, the guy is just a nightmare to try to guard, isn't he?
I just don't know how you guard him because what he, you know, okay, he can't shoot. That's how they play him. I don't think that that's a correct assumption, but that's how they play him. And I think that teams think, yes, we're going to give him a gap. But instinctually, he understands how to use that gap to his advantage. He had a triple-double because they go, hey, we're going to give you a gap. No problem. And the guy is going to make the right decision over and over again, and he plays with poise. Even though he's a mismatch nightmare, the poise that he plays with as a passer is I don't think that you do teach that. I think that's just a gift.
Have you somewhat settled on Chris as the middleman, trigger man against zone defense, which we saw tonight?
I want to get the ball to – I prefer that he get it off the basket on the other end, and then Chris make whatever you believe to be the best decision. But particularly against a zone, we're going to get the ball to Chris at the nail hole, and then we're going to play from there. And we do different things, but we're not going to run a lot of plays against the zone. We're going to work to get the ball to the high post like most teams do. And then from that, if Chris has the ball, 9 times out of 10 he's going to make the right decision, and that's why he's 9 out of 12. You know, hey, we're going to give him a gap. We don't think he can shoot. Okay, so he shoots 75%. We'll take that.
So you're sitting there at 11-1. Okay, the first season is kind of over, the non-conference. Yep. Don't you think the guys and everybody's kind of ready? Hey, let's see what we got. And, boy, you're going to start with a tough one when you start to play against Duke, but at home against in a sellout crowd.
Well, I just think that's what it's about to become, you know, and that's not Virginia Tech specific. That's the way it's going to be across the country by the time we get to this weekend. Some of it's already started. I think the AAC and the Big Ten started last night. I don't know what the Wake Forest and Florida State score was tonight, but Louisville and UVA, I mean, it's starting. And we're thankful that we created Virginia Tech basketball history tonight with the win. Incredibly pleased with that, considering a 10-day road trip and all of the things that we have been through. But when we wake up in the morning, we're 0-0.
Yeah, absolutely. ACC play just about to begin. And, Coach, you got 2 days before Duke comes in. How will you try to spend them? We
got to manage it the right way. I think tomorrow, Friday will be a normal one day before. Saturday, what time's the game? Noon. So 7 a.m. shoot around. Burnop will still be half asleep or still in Charlotte, and then we'll tip it off at noon.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Hey, how about the turnout for Buzz's Bunch tonight? Unbelievable. Man. So many more than before. Ty's still hanging around here.
It's so humbling to me. I'm not good at answering the questions when it comes to Buzz's Bunch because it's the only thing that in my career as a head coach that I've ever allowed my name to be attached to. I don't want to be on the media guide. I don't want my name used as a funny moniker. Coach Orr gave me Buzz as my name, so I don't like it when people make fun of it. But it's the only thing that my name is attached to, and Corey and I have been, and our family and our children have been incredibly blessed by the relationships that have come from Buzz's Bunch. There's people here not from the state of Virginia, again tonight, and really special.
Yeah, watching Corey right now interact with the members
she
of
knows
Buzz's
all
Bunch
of them.
and their families. I know, it's incredible.
I mean, we write them letters, we text. Ty texts me all the time from his phone. I mean, like it's things that you don't know, right? And I guess, like I told you the other day or today, I'm getting old, you know, and as I get older, I'm like, I think that I'm learning that maybe that's what God wants my life to be about, and try to help others. And so to be able to be a part of whatever the help may be with these families I think that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, without question. We'll keep up the great work in that regard, and, of course, with this family as well.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Congratulations on the history tonight.
You guys have fun in Charlotte.
We definitely will. Head coach Buzz Williams, kind with his time, as is always the case. He takes the Hokies to a place they have never quite been, 11-1 after their non-conference schedule. They will start ACC play against Duke on Saturday.